There comes a time in every Skyrim playthrough where you wind up having more gold than you know what to do with. Outside of buying every player home available, or maybe buying armor and weapons if you really hate crafting that much, there's not a whole lot left to do with all those septims in your pocket. And at a certain point, there's not too many other ways to make gold either, outside of just selling all the loot that you find when you're out dungeon diving. But what if Skyrim had a means of doing more with your gold? Owning and managing businesses, a banking system, and various investment opportunities. Well, as luck would have it, that's where this creation comes into play. A Ballad of Wealth, Coinmaster, by Sagittarius, gives us a chance to become the business mogul that the more entrepreneurial players out there might be looking for, with the ability to buy properties, create passive income, and even deal with bandits who kidnap your hard-working employees. There's a few different components to Coinmaster, from its new banking system, a new set of perks to make the most out of your businesses, and dynamic pricing for all of the property purchases, based on your race, relationship with the NPC, and more, and all intended to seamlessly fit into the base game, as though it were there from the very start. Not to mention compatibility with the East Empire expansion creation, should you have it installed. A Ballad of Wealth was originally released a few months ago, and since then it's received several updates, with the newest versions adding farms and lumber mills as new property types for purchase, the ability to level your speech skill through the creation, along with new perks that can help you profit off your chosen Civil War faction. The creation is available for PC and Xbox systems, coming in at 500 credits, approximately $5 USD. And I did receive a copy of this for free from the author. For those on Xbox who might be worried about load order space, the creation comes in at just over 8 megabytes. To get started, speak to any innkeeper, and ask them if they know about any business opportunities. And for this video, there's a little bit of waiting involved here and there, which I'll obviously be editing out, but I thought it would be best to keep track of how many days had passed in-game. That way, you might get a better idea of the progression, and just how much gold I was making over time.
I enjoy this work well enough, but I'm ready to retire. I've been thinking of selling the inn to Isolda. Anyway, what do you need?
You know, you could always, sell to me when the time comes. I'm looking for financial opportunities. Have you heard of anything?
It would seem so. It's all in this note.
Ah, all in this note, a classic. To whom it may concern, if this letter has found its way to your hands, then you're either well-connected, well-regarded, or simply in the right place at the right time. All traits that I value in a potential partner. I am Titus Sandromo. I am in search of ambitious individuals with coin to spare, curiosity in their blood, and a willingness to take risks. If that description suits you, or if you're merely intrigued, seek me out at Iverstead. Discretion is appreciated, boldness is required, and opportunity waits for no one. Signed, Titus Andromo. You know what? I think it's a pretty good sales pitch. Hello there. Well, it looks like he has his own office right here. Currently locked. Okay, so I guess that almost kind of acts like a doorbell of sorts. Because I heard a little chime and then, you know, he was open for business. Also, there's a note on your floor. Do you mind if I read that later? Well, I'm, ready to hear what you have to say.
Wonderful. Word has it you've been traveling with quite a lot of gold.
Well, you know.
With my knowledge and your wealth, we could easily become rich.
He immediately jumped into it, didn't he? Go on.
Let me introduce myself first. I am Master Andromo. I work with the most wealthy and influential people of Tamriel, and I have recently opened an office here in Skyrim. Where it is, you've amassed quite a fortune during your travels.
Well, I don't like
what
to
I
brag.
offer is an opportunity to invest your gold and make even more. How does that sound to you? A chance to let your gold work for you, growing with every smart decision we make.
Interesting. Well, why would I invest my gold if I already have so much of it?
Ah, a fair question. Gold sitting idle is gold wasted. With my help, you can turn your fortune into an empire. Wealth begets wealth, my friend. Your gold would become a mere tool to acquire more properties, which in turn will bring you more coins and influence. So, what do you say?
Alright, well, you've convinced me.
Outstanding. Now for the next step. You need to acquire a new property first. Shops, inns, you name it.
If I may make a suggestion, you should head to Vilmir's Inn, here in Iverstead. The owner Wilhelm is a proud Nord in dire need of currencies. I am sure he will agree to work for you if you bring enough to the table.
He's in need of multiple
Come
currencies?
back to me once your first property has been acquired.
Alright, well, let me do that. I probably can't activate his business ledger, so I'll just ignore that for right now. Am I able to see this note under your desk? Yeah, Black Horse Courier Special Edition. I'm not gonna steal it, I'm just curious. The Black Horse Courier, Titus Andromo leaves Cyrodiil. A once familiar name in certain circles of Cyrodiil's business world is no longer among us. Not dead, don't worry. Titus Andromo, a Dunmer financier and entrepreneur, has left the Imperial Province under unclear circumstances, boarding a caravan bound for an undisclosed location. Attempts to reach Andromo for comment have been met with silence, leaving only speculation in his wake. Andromo's departure follows a period of mounting tensions. While few details are known, sources suggest he was involved in business dealings that attracted unwanted scrutiny. Some claim disputes with influential figures led to his abrupt exit, while others whisper of a disagreement that made staying in Cyrodiil untenable. It was always careful, always calculating, one former associate noted. If he left, it wasn't on a whim. Where he intends to settle remains a mystery. Some believe he is heading to Morrowind to reconnect with his roots, while others suggest a desire for a fresh start in the northern provinces. One particularly bold rumor places him in Skyrim, though what business he might have in such a rugged land is anyone's guess. Also, you got a dagger down here too, so please don't stab me for reading that note.
May the gods watch over your battles, friend.
Let's talk about your business.
Of course.
I'd like to become a business partner.
How much?
You sound so skeptical. Alright, so you need 8,500 gold to qualify to start the storyline, to start the quest with Andromo. But to actually invest in the property, yeah, you need 17,750 gold.
For that price? Sure.
I sure hope so. Alright, new property title acquired 2. Let me see that. This document hereby certifies that on this day, the 6th of Sun's Dawn, 4th Era Year 203, the ownership and rights of the establishment, known as the Iverstead Villimir Inn, located in the Hold of the Rift, are formally transferred from Wilhelm to me. I like that. That's pretty good. I like that we actually get a document for it, because then we can use that to kind of keep track of what we have. Is that actually the date?
Watch your step.
It is 6 of Sun's Dawn. Look at that.
It's a long way down.
That's a nice little touch. I have a few questions.
And I might have a few answers.
Okay, so nothing about his, Cyrodiil dealings, it would seem. How profitable is this compared to adventuring?
Ah, the old debate. Gold by the sword or gold by the ledger?
Adventuring is fast coin, but it comes with an early grave. Business, on the other hand, is slow, but the coin keeps flowing even when you sleep.
Smart ones do both. Invest your loot, and you won't need to swing a blade forever.
Well, have you ever made a bad investment? Maybe back in, Cyrodiil?
A ship, the Sea Strider, paid good gold to fund its voyage, promised a hull full of ebony on return.
Pirates, storms, betrayal, who knows? I learned a lesson, though. Never invest what you can't afford to lose.
It's a good lesson. Well, what do you think of the East Empire Company?
A machine of gold and politics. Efficient, powerful, but slow. They move like glaciers. Unshakable, but too large to see the little opportunities we can seize. Work with them if you can, just don't expect them to play fair.
Which it's worth noting that I don't have East Empire Expansion by King Gath installed, so you won't see the integration between that and Coinmaster.
May Azura's light guide your path.
I do wish there had been an option to go back to the kind of like main conversation topics, though. Well, I've gone ahead and acquired Villamir Inn.
Good news. Your property will soon start generating revenue. Be sure to speak with Wilhelm regularly to collect your share. I now have something to show you.
Oh god.
See that ledger over there?
Oh, phew!
It will help you make critical decisions as your influence over Skyrim expands. Go ahead, take a look.
One thing that I do want to note
Until next we meet, may the Ash Winds favor you.
is the voice acting, because I am picking up some slight background noise. I am picking up some like more inhales and mouth clicks and stuff like that. I don't know how easy it would be to clean up the existing lines or if they would just need to be re-recorded, but that is something I myself would want to see kind of fixed. Yeah, so here we have the kind of two perks for the Civil War stuff. Gold is your only banner. Removes any allegiance requirements for Imperials and Stormcloaks. And then obviously, Stormcloak allegiance if you sided with one or the other. But right now, because I only have the one influence point, we are getting better prices. Items bought from owned properties are slightly cheaper.
Fortune favors those who plan ahead. This will serve you well.
It's a little thing. I also like that each perk kind of has its own representative model, its own kind of like icon of sorts. Well, I've used my influence. What's next?
Good. You've taken your first step towards building something greater. But there's still much to do. Properties are the backbone of any landlord's fortune. The more you own, the more opportunities you will uncover. Focus on acquiring new properties and strengthening your hold. Once your reach is wide enough, I'll show you how we can turn your success into something even more powerful. Something that will make even the wealthiest nobles take notice. For now, stay sharp and keep your coin flowing.
Alright, buy more properties 1 out of 10.
Farewell.
So, I'm glad that I went into this with my normal amount of gold, because I went in with my usual 100,000 or so gold that I typically have on my character. If you just start off with the requisite 8,500 gold in order to begin, obviously you're not going to be able to engage with the system as much immediately, and you'll instead need to, sell loot, sell gear, make more gold before you're able to do that. I might not even be able to buy all 10 properties, invest in all 10 properties right now, just because that might bankrupt me. What I'm thinking is I'll wait maybe 2-3 days, go back to Iverstead, and then see what my earnings are from the Villamir Inn, kind of just in that time frame. I want to become a business partner.
How much?
Ooh, and you know what? It makes sense that this would be much more of a buy-in than the Villamir Inn. This is, in one of the hold capitals. It's in Whiterun of all places, yeah. I'm gonna be bankrupt by the end of this. Yeah, here's my offer, 26,900 gold.
For that price? Sure.
I sure hope so. I really, really, really hope so.
I'm just a cook, lass.
Well, you can still negotiate, right?
Of course.
Because I don't think Delphine's gonna come back for that.
How much?
18,000, man, even more. Well, you know what? Yeah, I would consider this a finer establishment than the Villamir Inn.
For that price? Sure.
Because that's 3 out of 10, but... Ooh, I'm not going to be able to afford much more.
How much?
Oh, God, his is 27,000. You know what? Spend money to make money, I'm going to do it, and I just want to see how quickly I make my money back.
For that price? Sure.
Yeah, and that's gonna put me
Do come
at
back.
4 out of 10. Yeah. Wait, what's a bandit plunderer doing here?
Need something?
Oh no, is this gonna be... This is gonna be bad for me, isn't
May the
it?
gods watch over your battles, friend.
Alright, it's been 3 days since I bought the Vilmir Inn. You're doing a good job. I've come to take my share.
Thank you. Here, this is for you.
3 days, 1,500 gold. Okay.
Miss Temba is much happier now that you took care of those bears.
I've been looking for you.
Uh-oh.
Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only.
Uh-oh.
Let's see here. Looks like that's it. Got to go.
Yep, there we go.
Such a
Asset
fine
recovery. Ognar. Read the ransom letter. Oh no. Here we go. So it's not this bandit I should be worried about, it's the other one I should be worried about. Oh, deliver 2,000 gold to the kidnappers or rescue him. You'd better start counting, Coin. 2,000 gold will buy him a safe return. Oh, it's this bandit! Meet at the Richest Vilmir Inn. If you're foolish enough to try anything, you can dig his grave. You have 3 days to bring the gold. Oh, that's why she's here then. You can either tell me where he is or I can beat it out of you.
Whatever you say.
Oh, that was easy.
It's all in this note.
Oh. Once she hands over the gold, head back to the Winter War, keep him secure until we make the next move. There's no room for mistakes. Boss has big plans, so don't mess this up. Anyone tries to get in your way, make sure they regret it. Alright. Can I still kill her? Like, I'm wondering if I would get in trouble for killing her. Oh, and she is not happy about that. Yeah, you might want to clean that up.
Someone do
Oh,
something!
nope. Alright. Turns out, they're not happy about that. Never mind. Well, I guess you survived this one. I almost wish... Oh. There she is. I almost wish it was similar to how they handled it in the Hearthfire DLC. Did she just... stepped on her own trap?
Now
Almost
ain't
wish it
this
was
a
similar to how it
surprise?
worked in the Hearthfire DLC where, you know, your spouse can be taken hostage and you have to go and free them.
You picked a bad
So,
time to get lost.
You know where they're being held hostage. You're aware of the holding cell, of the holding location.
Your end draws near.
That might be a better way to do it for this. Like, know where they're being held, and then you have the decision of like, oh, do I want to free them, or do I want to just pay the ransom? I knew you'd come for me. Yeah. And you're free to go? You should be. Okay, he's
You've
back.
been a good friend to me. That means something.
You're doing a good job. I've come to take my share.
Thank you. Here, this is for you.
How much? 462 gold. I haven't owned this as long, so that makes sense.
Here, this is for you.
Okay, see, that's given us a little bit more gold. I'm now up to 8,700. I was down to around 3,000 or so. I'm only going to make gold through
Lady,
this system.
Could you spare a...
I'm not going
My
to
favorite drinking
sell any
buddy.
gear.
Let's get
I'm not
some
going to
meat.
do anything aside from just making money through Coinmaster.
Here, this is for you.
And 2,000 gold from him. All right. We're on day 10. I'm collecting all of my money from the various properties.
Thank you. Here, this is for you.
Let's see what we're up to. I'm getting the most gold from him. I'm surprised. I know I've had him for the longest, but still, yeah. Yeah, day 10, collected all my gold, and we're back up to 19,000, up from 3,000. So I'm almost ready to buy another property, but then I'll still be back to being broke. You know, they say you gotta spend money to make money. I feel like Solitude is gonna be a real heavy
So good
hitter.
to see you again. How can I be of service?
Let's see how much this is gonna hurt me.
How much?
Really? 18,000? That's cheaper than some of the others, but you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try.
For that price? Sure.
Alright. Well, I'll be seeing you.
Finally.
Hey. We're partners now. You turned that
Why,
frown
hello.
upside down.
Here to buy? If you have to ask the price, you...
Oh, I like these books that he has here. Treatise on Mercantile Dominance, Debts and Dagger Deals, Price of Power, Bribes, Bargains, Betrayal, Guild Wars, The Battle for Trade Supremacy, and The Economics of Empire, a study of coin and conquest. What does... Okay, I can't actually use the chest. Let me just look at the ledger real fast. Because even though I haven't improved enough with him, I was just curious to see if there's anything I could get yet. Arcane Endowment, speak to 12th tier once per day to receive a share of the college's arcane profits. Because I'm Archmage, yep. Blood money, so Nazir. Nobles now recognize your status and may offer to purchase your holdings. Harbinger for the companions. Reputation as a benefactor spreads, shifting the hearts of Skyrim's people can be acquired multiple times. Land Baron can purchase and manage farms. Fences across the province now trust you enough to hand over a daily cut of their black market earnings. Oh, so this is what I want. I want to buy one more property, and then I want to get Negotiator. Okay, so that's my next kind of goal. Got it.
How much?
Okay, so 18,900 gold for Dead Man's Drink in Falkreath.
For that price? Sure.
And that means I'll have just enough
any juicy gossip in town? Be sure to
increase
share it
my
with me.
earnings for each of my shops. Well, properties. Alright, here we go. Negotiator. Newly acquired properties will generate slightly more revenue per day, repeatable. But that will still only be for ones that I buy after this. Yeah. Or at least that's how I'm understanding that. Still anything to increase my earnings because I feel like the choice to have it where I need to do 10 properties to continue is maybe a little too high. I almost feel like it should have been 5 to start and then it would unlock the next stage of the quest. Now I have a good amount of gold right now. I'm back up to 55,000 currently.
Of course.
And I figure if there's one place I really want to get that extra money out of, it's going to be a bigger inn, a bigger tavern like the Winking Skeever.
How much?
That's cheaper than I thought it would be. I feel like I have yet to figure out what the the tiers are for some of these.
For that price? Sure.
That actually gives me enough money to invest in another shop
Remember
now,
the Winking Skeever
too.
next time you're footsore.
So that makes me wonder what it's going to cost to invest in Solitude's alchemy shop then.
Of course.
And it might not be as profitable, but the way that I see it, it means I'll have 3 shops in Solitude, so collecting the gold from those 3, it'll just be, you know, a little faster.
How much?
Same price as the Winking Skeever, really? I mean, yeah, I'll do it.
For that price? Sure.
Cause that brings me up to having 6 shops then.
Don't forget me next time you need herbs and potions.
And I have 18,000 left, so... Only thing is I don't think there's anything cheaper at this point.
I've been looking for you.
Uh-oh.
Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only. Let's see here. Looks like that's it. Got to go.
There we go, alright. 8,000 gold for a safe return. Meet me at Nightgate Inn. 5 days to do so. Yeah. We're gonna go save her real fast.
Come on in. Let me know if you need anything.
I don't
Or
think I
take a seat
have...
by the
Oh,
fire
and
I'll
you're
send
running.
someone
You're
over.
going.
Yes?
Okay, alright. Is he just already fleeing back to... Nope, okay, he's just gonna stand
Yes?
here, kind of menacingly. No, you can either tell me where Holda is, or I can beat it out of you.
No need to get rough.
What do you mean, no need to get
It's all
rough?
in this
You're
note.
the bandit! Act like it!
I'm warning you. Back off.
That's not right. I don't think that was supposed to give me a bounty. I don't think I was supposed to get a bounty with Whiterun for trying to free her from here. Yeah, let's see if me using the cage key helps. Okay, I think that made it better.
I knew you'd come for me.
Yeah, you're free to go. Asset recovery, Hulda. Now you get out of here, you crazy kid. Well, it's good to see you back
If
where you
it's
belong.
work you need, how about chopping up some wood for the fires?
Let's see what you have for me.
Thank you. Here, this is for you.
All right, 7,300 gold added.
What have you got for me today?
Well,
Nothing illegal, I hope.
what if I were to buy a meadery? Or rather, a controlling interest in a meadery?
Of course.
How much would that cost?
How much?
I'm wondering right now. 27,000. I think I have like 60 something right now.
For that price? Sure.
I feel like that should get me some good money.
Do me a favor.
Let me see. Yeah, so 34,000. I can probably still invest in a couple more.
Well at hand.
Well, no.
What have you got
I'll
for
be
me
able to
today?
afford
Nothing
one more
illegal,
property.
I-
But even then, I'm still... Ooh! Oh, I'm at 9 right now. Okay. For some reason, I thought I was at less than that. For some reason, I thought I was a little further back than that. Angeline's, Bellathor's, Deadman's Drink, Hunting Brew, Iverstead, Radiant Raiment, Sleeping Giant, Bannered Mare, Winking Skeever. Okay, yeah, for some reason I thought I was still a little further behind, but no. We're nearly there.
How much?
19,000 for the Riverwood Trader. Alright, let's do it.
For that price? Sure.
There we go. Report back to Tithus. At long last. You must be wondering where I've been, because it's been almost 2 months since you sent me off to get properties. I acquired the more properties as you suggested.
I heard about that. And I actually have some news for you myself.
Oh?
While you were busy building your new empire, I met with a representative of the Jarl of Markarth. After much discussion, we reached an agreement. Since he works in the city's treasury house, you are now allowed to open a bank chest.
A bank chest? Well, why do I need to open a bank chest?
To ask this question is to ask why you need your gold safe, friend. As you expand your influence, so will jealousy, envy. To have a safe place to deposit your gold is no luxury in your case. I would urge you not to wait for too long.
Alright, I trust your judgment. I'll be heading to Markarth.
Good decision, my friend. Farewell.
Well, let me also take a very quick look at the ledger. Yeah, so I only have 4 influence points right now. I want more ways to increase my influence because I'm just worried. Oh, okay, newly acquired lumber mills grant 2 influence. Okay, so yeah, there are some things that will increase how much influence you get, but I'm wondering what other ways I can do that. Like if there's other ways that I'll be able to do that. I would like if there were maybe more conversation topics with him over time.
Until we meet again.
I'm hoping there might be. I'm hoping that might be a thing later on.
A wise adventurer like yourself should consider depositing gold here. Let me know if you're interested.
That's why I'm here.
You haven't opened a bank chest yet? We offer excellent rates and security for your gold.
I want to hear more about these rates.
Ah yes, we have been expecting you. Master Andromo's friends are our friends as well. You could benefit a lot from our services. We will thus allow you to open a bank chest, with the promise that your gold will be kept safe. And will even grow thanks to our generous interest rates.
That's what I want to hear.
The initial price to open a chest is 5,000 septums, and we will begin rewarding you once your deposited gold reaches 8,000.
Ooh.
What do you say?
Okay. Yeah, spend 5,000 to buy it and then put 8 in, which I think I have just enough right now.
Wonderful. You now have access to our services. Speak with me whenever you wish to deposit or withdraw gold.
I would like to make a deposit.
How much would you like to deposit?
Because does it show... Okay, it's telling me how much I have right now. Well, I want to deposit specifically 8,000 like he said. So I'll do 5, 2, then 1.
Better be safe and store all of that here. That's a lot of gold. It will be safe here. That is quite a lot. Thank you.
And... well, let me see, because now I have the 8,000 gold in there.
Good to see you. Your gold is in safe hands. How may I help you today?
Okay, so he doesn't have the reward for me yet. Well, I kind of wish that I could access the chest myself. Like, I wish I was able to just walk up to the physical chest and interact with that instead. Well, I now have a bank chest.
You've come a long way. Once, you were just another traveler, looking for opportunities. Now, you own more properties than most Jarls, and your wealth is well secured. There's little left for me to teach you.
Oh.
But even those who have mastered wealth sometimes need a trusted voice. Should you ever require counsel, I will be here. After all, even the most prosperous must stay vigilant. You will always be welcome here. Feel free to use my ledger and expand your influence as you see fit. This might sound strange, but I did enjoy having you around. For some reason, I believe you will go far. You've built much already, yet I sense your journey is far from over. I bid you farewell, my friend.
I thought there'd be a little bit more than that.
May Azura's light guide your path.
Which, granted, you know, there's still a lot more for me to do because I have all of these things that I want to do. I have all these perks that I want to get and everything. Okay, here we go. 1% more interest every week. Donate 5,000 of your bank gold to the richest Skyrim and gain 2 influence points repeatable. Ooh. I'm gonna do the interest every week.
Wealth is more than coin.
I'm gonna do it again. 2% more interest? Yeah.
Power to shape the world. This
better
is a step in
interest
that
added.
direction.
There you go. All right. I got a little explosion of light for that. All right. Well, now it's back to being a little bit of a waiting game. On day 69, I went to all 10 of my owned properties, collected my gold, and that brought me up to over 84,000. With my next stop being the Silver Blood Inn in Markarth. And after that, I would also go ahead and go to the bank to see how my interest was doing. And in that time, the interest got me another 488 gold, which is nothing crazy, but it's essentially just passive income. On day 70, I went to Windhelm to invest in 3 different businesses. Those being the White File, Candlehearth Hall, and the new Nisus Corner Club, which brought my gold back to around 2,000 or so. And on day 100, I finally went back around to collect all the gold from my properties. But with how spread out some of my holdings are, it actually takes more than a full day in-game to collect all the gold that I'm owed anyway. And by the end of collecting all that gold, I was at 180,000. At this point, the biggest bottleneck that I was running into was just the lack of influence that I had. I figured that the best solution here might just be to put some more gold into my bank, and then return to the business ledger, and using the gold as influence option to get a bit more influence points out of that. And that brought me up to around 20 influence. But what I really wanted was dividend collections, which allows for your shares from your own properties to be collected and deposited in your bank instead of having to collect it all on your own. That, however, does cost 35 influence. After buying every inn and a couple other businesses, I decided just to put everything I had into the bank, and then go back and use gold as influence to get as much as I could out of that. I do wish that dividend collections was more clear when it says that it collects from some properties, as I don't really know which ones would have been collected from, therefore it makes it a little bit more tedious for me to go to my properties, ask if they have the gold just to find out, oh, you had it collected already. I waited a little bit longer, and on day 120 I returned to the bank to find that I only had 19,000 deposited. The problem here being that yes, they collected from some of my properties, but I don't know which ones, and I don't know when they're collecting it either. There needs to be a little bit more made clear about how that works. I then waited another 3 weeks or so in game, and when I came back and collected my money from my various businesses, I had almost 300,000 gold for my efforts. And when I went to see what I had at the bank, I had 81,000 gold, up from around 18,000 the last time that I had checked. And that was between the interest rates and whatever money was collected from my businesses and sent here. But because I still wanted to buy farms and mills, I put all of my gold into the bank, which came to just under 400,000 gold, with the idea being that I'd spend that gold on influence so that I could then buy the perks needed to buy farms, mills, and so on. But I was really curious about Land Baron because I wanted to see not only what it costs to invest in a farm, but also what the payouts from that might look like. And to get an idea, I went to Katla's farm just outside Solitude. Buying that cost me around 23,000 gold. And after a week of waiting, I came back to receive 5,800 gold. But at this point, I still have a lot more businesses that I can choose to buy, and I can still work up to a point where I could have enough influence in order to be able to buy timber mills. There'd still be plenty more for me to do. Given enough time, you could easily become a Skyrim millionaire. As a new gameplay system, I think there's quite a bit that works well in Coinmaster, but there's also some things that I would personally change or rework. I think they did a pretty good job of making this feel naturally integrated into the game, making use of vanilla lines when we're purchasing properties, collecting our dues and such. It feels like a good extension of some of the base game systems, like being able to invest in shops once we have a high enough speech skill, or having to rescue our spouse from bandits with the Hearthfire DLC. This feels like something that is supposed to take time, and it's something that'll actually serve as a really good gold sink. Something that, outside of buying player homes, we don't really have. Even starting this video off with over 100,000 gold, I blew through it pretty fast in purchasing inns and shops. And then I had to wait a little while, collect my share, buy more businesses, rinse and repeat. I would have changed the flow of the quest, as I assumed that it might have been a bit longer or maybe a little more involved. Saving up enough to buy the 10 properties took a little while, and when I managed to do so, it unlocked the banking system, and then concluded the quest. I almost wish that we had a couple different stages, with the first one being to buy 5 properties, and then Tithus would tell you about the bank, allowing you to open your account. After this, you could return to him, and he'd tell you to buy another 5 businesses. From here, he could then give you the ability to purchase farms or lumber mills, tying their acquisition to quest progression rather than the influence system. I think the perk to have your earnings sent to the bank would have served better as an unlock along the quest line, and it would have been better with a clearer description. The problem being that it said that only some of your businesses would have their earnings collected and deposited, which then made it more confusing of which businesses I still had to check on to collect the rest. This perk should have collected money from all of your owned properties, and specified when the deposits would be made. For instance, you could have it happen every Morndas. Having that perk tied to the quest could have been a really good way to handle progression, as you'd go from having to collect everything yourself, which could be a bit tedious, to having now worked up to a point where it's now done for you. It would kind of show how much you've grown in the business world. Some of the values for the influence system and perks made sense. Others, not so much. Spending 2 influence points to increase your earnings from new properties was super fair. Donating 5,000 gold from your bank for another 2 influence also felt like a fair trade-off. But having lumber mills and farms gated behind 50 influence each felt a little off, and almost felt a little too grindy. Which is why I'd prefer if they had been tied to quest progression instead. I did like the idea of the guilds being tied to the influence system, and their respective values of 20 influence each felt much more reasonable by comparison. But even then, I wish that influence had some other means of being earned. Maybe have it so that you gained more influence the more properties that you had in each hold. So your first purchase in Whiterun hold would be 1 influence point, your second could be 2 points, and so on. And having it cap out at either 3 points or 5 points. But having the inclusion of the guilds for extra revenue was a really good idea. It rewards you for having played more of the game. I was really glad to have Tithus as a newly voiced character, acting as a bit of a guide for us. I did like his office, but one issue that I ran into with it was his schedule. You have to catch him when he's actually at his office, as it's considered trespassing if he's at the Villamere Inn. They did try to solve this by having the pull chain outside, which acts as a bit of a doorbell to resummon him, and to open up the office. But I feel like it would have been a bit easier and a bit more straightforward if he were simply more available. I did note that his voice acting had some room for improvement, as I heard some background noise at times, a lot of inhales and some mouth noises. That's the kind of stuff that I'd like to see cleaned up, especially for a paid creation. The banker didn't have any of those audio issues though. I was almost anticipating a little bit more story from Tithus, whether that meant finding the ship that he talked about in our conversations, or having him reveal why he left Cyrodiil so suddenly. One thing that I liked was that his office changed a little as I continued to play. His shelves became more decorated, his guards wound up wearing ebony armor, and he had a chest with bonus gold that I could take from. I wasn't expecting his office to change at all, so that was a nice touch. One thing that I really like is that the author has continued to update this, and from my understanding, will continue to do so. I think Coinmaster is something that works really well in order to have passive income in the background. But once you've gone ahead and made some of your initial investments, it's not like you need to make this your entire gameplay loop. I did, but that's because I was trying to see the extent of creation in just a couple sittings. In the end, I think there's some good ideas in Coinmaster. Quite a bit of it is executed well, but I'd very much change some of the balancing and pacing to help with the flow. I did enjoy my time with this, even if quite a bit of it was sitting around and waiting. But it was really satisfying to return to one of my properties, ask for my cut, and have them hand me 10,000 gold at once. I think the value here is fair, but I'd still love to see some tweaks, improvements, and potentially more story if possible. Coinmaster is actually based off of one of Sagittarius' previous mods, that being Landlord, allowing you to buy stores, inns, and more as you try to create your own passive income. Coinmaster does have more features, including the influence system, Tithus as a character, and so on. But if you're looking for a similar, free alternative, this is likely going to be your best bet. But that's gonna be all for today. As always, thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, check out the Patreon or the YouTube memberships, both of which get early access to most new videos, with the Patreon versions being ad-free. And make sure to check out the streams at twitch.tv/0periodproductions. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.